Hello and welcome to the podcast. I am Rich Harshaw from Level 10 Contractor, as you can see on the wall behind me. And today I have with me a very special guest. I have Heidi Ellsworth. She's the president, CEO, and founder of Roofers Coffee Shop. And I have a passing familiarity with this company. I found them on Twitter X a few months ago when I was in there trying to follow some roofing oriented things, and this thing Roofers Coffee Shop popped up, and I thought, well, this is kind of interesting. Oh, look, they have a podcast. Oh, look, they have training materials. Oh, look, they have all this kind of cool stuff. And then a few months later, boom, here's Heidi. Heidi, how you doing?
I am good. Rich, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, well, it's always fun to interview people who also do podcasts. And
Yeah.
quite honestly, it's because people that are good at doing podcasts are usually good podcast guests. And as you're
We'll
probably
see.
well aware, not everybody is necessarily an awesome podcast guest.
It's just all about the conversation, isn't it? You get the people talking and you just never know what might happen.
Usually not a problem. Occasionally it's a problem. Okay, well, let's jump right in with Roofer's Coffee Shop. So this is throwing at me some kind of a casual vibe. It's a coffee shop situation. What is it? What in the heck do you guys do? Explain it in detail, and then I'm going to jump in with a bunch of questions.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Well, again, thank you so much for having me on the podcast. This is very cool. Um, I've been in roofing for over 30 years. So started out very young in my career in roofing and have really, to be honest, a passion for the trades. Grew up, my dad was a general contractor, so I grew up in the trades, roofing, painting, you name it, as a family business will. Um, so I was always, as I got into roofing, always interested in how do we tell the contractor story? To me, that was one of the most important things. I watched my dad do these amazing projects, these beautiful remodels, all of these different, all different types, commercial and residential projects. And I thought, who's telling his story? Who's telling the story of these great remodels? And it was always something I was really, really interested in. Worked for companies like Malarkey Roofing. I was in charge of marketing communications for Carlisle. I was part of the startup of Eagle View and took that through private equity. And so a lot of, I was able to tell a lot of contractor stories in those jobs, but Roofer's Coffee Shop, which was actually started by Vicky Sharples out of California, who was a manufacturer's rep, started it. I helped her launch it in 2002. Was all about telling those stories. And we came up with the Roofer's Coffee Shop because, Rich, as you probably know, if you're a contractor out there and in the morning you need to head into town and you want to find out what's going on with day labor, new products, what's happening, my dad would always stop at the coffee shop, the one with the trucks out in front of it. And he would get his cup of coffee, talk to all the guys and gals, and find out what was going on. We wanted to create that same space online. And we did. So in 2002, we launched Roofer's Coffee Shop, and it had actually come from a newspaper that was a classified nickel ads called Roofers Exchange. And we took that concept. This newspaper was on every distributor's counter out there. So for all the roofing folks out there in your network, they may remember this. It was on the distributors' counters. Well, we took it online. And today we still have classified ads on there where contractors can buy and sell. We have a full forum. We have a newsroom that puts out articles, 10 to 12 articles per day. And with the time, starting in 2018, we launched our podcast, Roofing Road Trips. We also have webinars, our Read, Listen, Watch initiative, which we make it so people can read things, they can listen to things, and they can watch them because we know we all like to do things a little bit different. We have thought leadership with our coffee conversations, where
Okay,
we bring
so
panels in. So we do
sorry
all
to
kinds
cut
of
in
stuff.
because that is a that's a freaking long list, which is
Yeah.
good. The longer the list, the better. It sounds like what you did is you took the concept of a periodical, whether it be a newspaper or maybe a magazine, and put it online and then just took it to every logical conclusion of what an online gathering place could or should do. Is
Yeah. We
that
created a
right?
community. Right.
Okay. And you guys were way ahead of the curve because look, I do a lot of speaking and look, I'm old now. And I look around the rooms and I'll ask, like I started in 1994 and I'll ask people, I'll say who was not alive when I started, and it's like half the room these days. You know, it's like holy crap. But 2002, for those of us who a little bit older, the internet was still really, really, really young then. Like it's
Yeah.
easy to forget that it just hasn't always been there. 2002, I'm going to say my best recollection is mainstream internet, like normal people being on the internet. I was only about 5 years old then.
Yeah, if that. Most contractors didn't even have computers on their desks. They maybe had one computer for the entire office, and that was usually on the receptionist's desk. And any email that came in, they would print out and deliver back to the owner of the company. And I know because I sat in a lot of those offices and businesses and watched it. Um, and so when you think about that, you think they didn't have laptops, they didn't have desktops, they had nothing. They had one computer for the whole company. And internet. I can tell you, I don't know how familiar your listeners are with Malarkey Roofing, but Malarkey
Is
Roofing out
that
of
Joe
Portland,
Biden's?
Oregon. It's not, is it who?
Joe Biden?
No, it is Malarkey Roofing Company. Rich, I can't believe you don't know Malarkey out of Portland,
No, I'm just
Oregon.
making a joke because he's always talking about malarkey. Anyway,
Yeah.
keep going.
Well, I tell you what, they make amazing shingles. And I created their first website in 1993. So I tell you
Oh,
what,
geez. They were
there's a
way,
lot of
way, way ahead of the curve.
Yeah. So there's a lot out there that just, a lot has, it's come a long way, baby, right? Isn't that what they say?
Okay. So right now, you go, so what do you do? What's the best way to interface with you guys? I'm sure there's a lot of different ways. Is like there's a website. I'll bet a lot of people don't even really go to the website. They're like going on X, like which is where I found you, or they're listening on a podcast, or I'm assuming that YouTube is a big one for you guys.
Yep.
Tell us how to interface with you guys. And when I do interface with you, what'll I find?
Yeah, what you just said is really true. If you had five contractors in the room and you asked them how they use or engage with Roofer's Coffee Shop, one would say, "Oh, I listen to your podcast all the time," and they do that through their podcast channels. But although 50% of our downloads are on our website, so we do get a lot of people who also
Okay.
listen to the podcast while they're working every day.
Is that
I-
because there's other things on that podcast? Like if you go to YouTube, there's YouTube videos and then there's links to perhaps other YouTube videos. If you
yes.
go to a podcast, there's really nothing besides the podcast. Is it if they come to this central hub called rooferscoffeeshop.com, you've got all of the different things available in one spot. Is that right?
Exactly. Everything's there. And you can get videos, but our videos are on YouTube, but they're also on the website. Our podcasts are on all the major podcast channels. We go through all of them, but they're also on the site. So as you social media, you're just going to get a glimpse of what's happening on the coffee shops. And so really what you want to do is get on social media, follow us and click through to the articles that are really are interesting or to the podcasts or to the webinars or to the thought leadership. Rich, we also stream live from a lot, probably close to 20 trade shows a year. We stream live so that people who can't make it to the trade show can actually be listening on YouTube to interviews, to show tours, to all the events that are happening. So we do a lot of things to try to bring people together. In 2020, when we realized what was happening, we really focused, really went with our multimedia and our ability to help people get the information, even if they couldn't travel.
Okay, so okay, you got a lot of resources. I'm gonna take a wild guess here. I don't know this for a fact, but I'm gonna guess that you're pretty data driven and number driven with your business.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Isn't everyone almost
No,
supposed
they're
to
not.
be?
So here's what I want to know. What are the top things that people are engaging with? Is it videos? Is it audio podcasts? Is it articles? Is it something else? What is it?
It's the same thing. It's across the board. We see
Yeah,
analytics
but I
out
asked
there.
you about the data because I know that you've got data that says, well, these are all good and popular things, but the number one thing is, bleh. What's
Yeah.
the number
But
one thing?
But Rich, they're all different. If I was to
I
say
know they're
right now what
different.
our number one thing is, and it's probably not going to be held up on data analytics, but I would say podcasts
Okay.
because podcasts are something that people can listen to on their phone, in their car, on their computer, and we're
Contractors,
seeing con
dashboard time, right?
yeah, it's easy way for them to constantly, and we put our webinars out on podcast channels too. So they're not only hearing podcasts, they're hearing webinars, they're hearing educational thought leadership. So that's really our number one. That's how people are engaging. And then they'll go in deeper. They read the articles about it. They, people still want to read. Believe it or not, they still want to read. And so our articles are constantly getting hit. And we have full dashboards of analytics for everybody who's on the site, and they can kind of see what's doing the best. But usually it's our webinars and our podcasts.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let's quit talking about this. Let's pull it up and let's take a look. What do you say?
I think that'd be great.
Roofers coffee shop. I'm going to share my screen in just a minute. I'm going to pull it up and then I'm going to share. Okay, because I don't want to embarrassingly accidentally, go to the wrong site. But here it is, Roofers Coffee Shop.
.com.
Yep. And I'm going to share my screen and we're going to take a look together.
Okay.
All righty. Tell me if you can see it, Heidi.
I can see it. That's
Okay, so
awesome.
here we are, rooferscoffeeshop.com. First thing I notice is pretty simple layout and format, so not super
Yep.
complicated. So we've got classifieds. Let's just kind of go through this and tell me what you've got in here. So talk about you mentioned classified. Talk about it for a minute.
Yeah, classifieds come way back from when we had our nickel ad newspaper back in the 80s and 90s. And we have, as you can see on there, all the different regional territories where you can buy, sell, look for jobs. If you go down below, you'll see in the yellow, we have a trash rocket for sale. We have a double layer former. We have people looking, who we actually have a company that has skilled labor right now, Southeast Contractor Services, absolutely amazing company who have people to hire as we speak. And all the information's there. So we've also had people who have placed they have extra product on here, right? So maybe they're cleaning out their boneyard and they want to sell some of it. They can go to the region they're in so that they're close to other people in that same region, and they can put that on there.
So is this
We
a paid classified section or is it
It
free or how
is
does it
paid.
work?
It is
Okay.
paid. It's only $35 for a regional ad for 30 days. Pretty easy. And if you're looking to hire or you're looking to get rid of stuff, it's a great opportunity. Really easy
Okay.
to work through. And we
How
get people
robust is
coming
your
on this all the
classified
time.
section? Is this a big part of your business or is this a relatively smaller part?
You know what? It's interesting, Rich, is it used to be a really big part. When we first launched in the early 2000s, the classifieds were people were still doing it, but guess what came around?
Everything
Facebook
else.
Marketplace, Craigslist, you
Yeah.
name it. So
eBay.
no, the classifieds are not as big anymore. We still have people who are very committed to them, who use them on a regular basis, but there's just a lot of other options out there. And really our site has been, it's all about connection. So we try to provide a lot of different ways to connect,
Yeah,
whether
and
that's the classifieds or then other
yeah,
getting
let me
to
let me
the
mention
industry.
this. I just happen to be going left to right across here, so I'm not. I don't want the podcast viewers to go, oh well, the classifieds must be the most important thing. You went to it first. No, I'm
No.
just going to the thing that's first here. Let's go over to the directory. So I'm
Yeah.
mousing over to the directory right now. We can search for products, opportunities, information.
Yeah.
So
Just click
tell me
on
a little bit
directory.
about
There you
this.
go. This, I think, is this is one of the most powerful parts of our site that is probably most underrated. So in here, we have all manufacturers, distributors, legal, service providers, you name it, and they have a full directory. So if you click on Anchor Products or Andups and Reese, either one,
Okay.
um, you're going to go in there and you're going to see everything that's happening with that company right now, all their contact information, all their articles, and then their top initiatives. So Anchor Products right now has an awesome mobile showcase. We also put the videos from the trade shows on here and
Okay.
additional information. So what happens, Rich, is as contractors are engaging with us, whether it's on social media, podcasts, webinars, whatever it may be, email, they're going to they're going to see things that they go, oh, I need more anchors for my rooftop. What's going on here? They're able to come into the directory and get all that information in one
Okay.
place. Our directories get some of the highest analytics on the site.
Okay. So classified is more like a peer-to-peer. I have a certain specific thing. There might be some companies that are sort of leaking into directory type ads on the classifieds,
Yeah.
like the one that was providing
Right.
employment opportunities.
Yep.
I bet if I looked in this directory, they're probably also in here, would be my
Yes,
guess.
they are. They
Okay,
are.
great. And who knows? They may even be providing some other content in other places on the website,
Yes,
which
they
makes a
do.
lot of sense to me. But
Yep.
the directory is more like, hey, we're a company that has things that you might need. So come in here and take a look. This is like
Exactly.
what would you call that? A curated industry specific directory of service providers.
Right. Right. And we
Okay.
work with every one of those companies to make sure we have their most current information. So it's not something one and done. It's constantly being updated. So it's someplace people can trust to find the most current information.
Okay. So something I don't see on here that would most properly classify my company is we're an agency. So where
Right.
would that be? Would that be more like
Under products,
consultants?
under products and services.
Okay.
And then that will come up. And these are going to be all the products and services. Now, if you wanted to look for other marketing companies, you would go under find a product in that middle right there and click and then go down to marketing.
Marketing services. There we go.
Yep. And there you go. And these are some of the companies that provide both technology but also marketing services. And this is really something that each person comes in and says, "Hey, we do this. We want to get on," and they decide which areas they want to be in.
All right. So if I want to sign up for this, I would assume there's some kind of fee associated to be listed in the directory.
Yes.
Again, I don't want to. I don't want to feel like I'm asking this question like a gotcha. It's like, oh, is this? Of course, stuff costs money.
Of
Obviously,
course,
how
things
do people
cost
make
money.
money? So,
You know, we got to make payroll, right?
gotta make
Everybody out
payroll.
there understands making payroll.
Heidi's got this massive yacht that needs a crew. No, I'm kidding.
Exactly.
She probably doesn't. But okay. So I'm gonna get with you on the back end of this call. I want you to create
Okay.
a special
I like it.
category for me called marketing agencies.
Okay,
Okay.
we can do
Because a
that.
lot of
We
these
can
companies I
name
see
many
on
things.
here, these are service providers, but they're not really agencies. So because
Right.
I want to get involved, I want to be
Yeah.
involved.
I love
I've
it,
got this
Rich.
big
That's
budget that I got to
great.
spend. I'm looking to spend money, so we'll see if we can spend
Okay.
it with
We're
you guys.
looking to help you.
Okay, so marketing agencies. Okay, this is pretty straightforward how it works. I did notice without looking at the specific things on here that this list appears to be very thorough.
Yes. We
Okay.
know roofing. So we
Okay,
really work through that.
and then can I
Yeah.
hit multiple things? So like I'm in Utah.
Yeah.
Can I say I
See what's in
only want
Utah.
marketing services in Utah? Does that work?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
There are
no
no
result records
marketing
found.
folks in Utah. So
Yeah, because those
you got
ones that
it
were on there
wide open.
before tend to be national companies.
Yeah, we have a lot of national.
Okay. All right, got it. That's awesome. Uh, Scholarships. Okay, great.
We and
Okay,
yeah, underneath that directory navigation, you're going to see a lot of other informational things. Like we do scholarships for the industry, we have vocational schools, training resources, we do awards. Like if you're looking to submit awards, we also work with a lot of different audiences, like you saw in there.
okay, so I'm going to make a guess here.
Yeah.
My guess is that people probably initially engage with you for information and training, which we'll get to here in a minute under read, listen, watch.
Yep.
And then they start to realize, oh, you guys actually have a lot of other things too. And then they become, laterally engaged in other elements of this. Is that true or
Very
not true?
true. Very true.
Okay.
When you go to a podcast or to a webinar or whatever we may have under our educational, you're always going to say learn more through and go to this directory, right? So to learn more. So if we have a news article about your company, about marketing agencies, at the bottom we're going to say learn more, go to the directory. What we want to do is we want to provide the contractors this opportunity to start big, figure out what you're looking for, and then drill down very easily to get to the places that you want to get. And so we cross-reference in everything we do, from articles to podcasts to webinars, you name it. We're constantly um, helping people to find that next step.
Okay. So somebody might be on social media, for instance, run across a post because the algorithm feeds it to them.
Right.
And then they go, "Oh, this is kind of interesting. Here's an article on, whatever. Let's see
Yeah.
what kind of podcast you have here. Here's a podcast on
Well, if you go
stories
to
from the
roofing road
roof."
trips, probably
Yeah,
that'd be
okay.
yeah. Go to that
Those are
one. You'll
cat.
see there you go on
Okay.
ventilation.
Okay, so like suicide and roofing pops up, and I'm like, whoa, okay, that's interesting. And then I
Right.
realize, hey, there's this thing called Roofing Coffee Shop. Oh, I wonder what else they have. Oh, look, they got a bunch of other cool podcasts. Oh, wait a second, they've also got, you know,
Yeah,
videos. They've got articles. Oh, look, they have a directory. Oh, geez, look at all
right.
these cool things on here.
Exactly.
There's
And
a
that's
lot to
what
unpack here. Is the point.
we hear contractors say this all the time. They where they start, and then what will happen is you'll have certain people who are just like, we know everything's there, but this is how we initially engage, and it's through the podcast, or it's through social media, or we email. We go over to 20,000 people a week on our email, and a lot of people are like, "We love your email. It's quick, it's easy, and we get the information we need." So it's kind of however you want to do it,
Okay, so
whatever's the easiest way.
okay, so we've got listen, read. You said you got a bunch of articles. I think you said like 10 a day or something.
Yeah. So if you go to the news and community next door on the navigation,
Where am I looking here?
up on the
Oh, right
top,
here.
yeah, there you go. Click on that. You'll go to our newsroom. So probably just click on the top navigation, or you can, any of these will get you
I'm going
there,
to click
but
on roofing influencers because that's what I
okay.
like to. I like to fancy myself as a roofing influencer.
Okay, there you go. Well, these are our influencers, and this is a program we started in 2018, where we actually bring influencers like yourself in, and we put out, you'll see every year right around the International Roofing Expo, we put out our list of that year's roofing influencers, and we ask them to write articles for us every month, and it could be on scaling your business or on social media marketing or productivity and business growth. You
Or lots
name
of
it.
things.
Lots of things. And these are written or they are interviews, video, sometimes audio, from these
Spanish.
influencers helping. Yep. And we have it all in Spanish also.
That makes sense. I mean, I've spoken at a lot of roofing events, and that seems to be a reasonable language to want to put this stuff in.
It
Okay.
just, you probably know Trent Cotney, right?
No, I don't.
Oh, he speaks at a lot of events too. You guys will definitely cross at some point. He's a lawyer for the industry. He's one of our influencers. He's amazing. So,
I do like how you immediately assume that I actually was an influencer and affirm that. Thank you. Okay,
no
so this is
problem.
amazing. I think I made a good choice to just come onto the website and dig around here. I want people
I
to see
like it.
this so they get a feel for this. Okay, so we got read, watch, listen, watch, news and community, forum. Is this where I can maybe like go in and talk to other people?
You can. You can. We have a full forum. I am going to be honest. The forum, and you can see there, Roofers Talk, that's clear back from 2002 with over 20,000 posts, and 2,700 topics. And then you can see the others out there. The forum has gone somewhat the same direction as the classifieds. Social media.
It seems like maybe it would be more like for a Facebook group at
Yeah,
this point.
exactly. So that's
So do you,
so the forum was launched in 2002, highly popular. And through until we really saw Facebook and some of the Facebook groups, Reddit, LinkedIn group, LinkedIn, all of these kind of have taken a little bit away from forums overall on the internet. We keep it on here, to be honest, is that we still have people who come in who want to find things they're searching, and it is also amazing for search engines. Search engines love our forum. They come in here and all the time.
so
So it just
do you
kind of
have a more contemporary version of this with a Facebook group or something like
Yes,
that?
we do. Yes, we do. Our Facebook
Okay.
group is for Rivers Coffee Shop, and then also for our R Club, we have which the R Club is where contractors. So everything we've talked about, Rich, so far is free for the contractors.
Yeah.
Um, then if the contractors want to go a little bit deeper, right? They want to get more information, want to have more consulting, peer forums. They want to have their own directory, which is great for both recruiting and for when people are trying to find you. Also, they become an R Club member, and those R Club, it's by company. They also get to be on our sister site called Ask a Roofer, and Ask a Roofer is for homeowners and building owners. And so we, just like it sounds, askaroofer.com. And on that page, as it comes up, you'll see up above, find a roofer. That's where our R Club members are. Or
Okay.
ask a roofer if it's in your area. We will clear over the squares over on the right, but we will help you connect to homeowners and building owners. There's the
Okay,
map
so
of
you,
all of our contractors we have right now
all right, let's see if I
in
can
the
find
R
somebody
Club.
in Utah. There we go. Okay,
Yep.
awesome. Okay, so you've got this paid membership part of
Yes.
this called the R Club. How much does the membership cost?
$500 a year.
500 a
Hardly
year. What?
anything.
Yeah, I'd probably raise it to, no, I'm just kidding. Price it whatever you want. I don't know enough about it to say. Okay, so we got the R Club, and then
And then we have
Espanol.
Spanish. En Espanol is 100% Spanish. Everything from podcasts to webinars to lunch and learns to articles, the ads, everything on here is in Spanish.
Is it literally a mirror of the site, or is it a
No,
lesser version, like less quantity of stuff?
it's a little bit less quantity and it's all original in Spanish. So we will
Oh,
sometimes
okay.
take some English articles from Rivers Coffee Shop, translate them into Spanish, but we also have a lot of original articles, all original podcasts, videos. We have Jessica Bravo, sorry, is our Spanish community creator, and she is amazing. Works with companies like SRS, who you can see sponsors this. Really kind of works with all the companies that in the industry to bring more Spanish and really build that Spanish speaking community.
Okay. Well, good grief. I can't think of a single thing that I wish you do that you don't already do.
Oh, well, if you do think of something, we'd like to know because we are constantly innovating.
Do you have an annual event for your people to get together?
That's such a great question, and we do not. And it's the one thing we probably never will do.
Okay.
We attend a lot of trade shows. So people can find us all the time at shows. We have our live sound stage where we interview people. Live streaming. But we decided a while ago, and having been in the industry a while, I've been to a lot of roofing conferences and conventions and meetings. But we decided a long time ago that that part of it was pretty well taken care of, and we didn't need to swim in that red ocean and also have an event. So we do it all digital. We just believe in the digital space and bringing people together there.
Yeah, well, and I heard you earlier. You said you live broadcast from the events.
Yeah, we do. We go to a lot of people's events. We this last spring we were at Elevate, which is, commercial roofing, big contractor. We were at their Master Contractors Award. We did a live roofing road trip podcast and we broadcasted live from there. We also have on here you'll find live from the roof where we actually get up on the roof and in live construction sites and talk to the manufacturers about the different products and how they're being installed. So it's pretty fun.
Do you take proper safety precautions per OSHA?
Always, always. I just did one 2 weeks ago. Hard hat, safety vest, you name it. It
All
was
right, just like
flat. We
this
were
guy
on
here.
deck, so I didn't have to be roped off.
Okay. Well, that's amazing. I'm not sure what
Thank
else to
you.
ask you about this. It's very comprehensive.
Well, the one thing, Rich, that I would share with everybody is if you're listening to this and you're like, well, I only do a little roofing, but I'm really more into metal buildings. We do have other coffee shops. We have Metal Coffee Shop, which is for any contractors in the metal space, whether that's metal roofing, metal siding, metal buildings, HVAC, you name it. Um, where so you can get all the same information, very similar approach, but all about metal all the time. Then we also have Coatings Coffee Shop, and Coatings Coffee Shop is for any contractors out there who are specialized in coatings, whether that's spray foam, obviously roof coatings, parking garage coatings. I know there's a lot of remodelers who are doing residential garage surfaces
Yep.
and fixing that. So we have all of that kind of information on Coatings Coffee Shop. And then the last one, we just launched Outdoor Coffee Shop. And our outdoor coffee shop for all of you exterior contractors, if you're doing anything with outdoor living, maybe you're doing some outdoor kitchens, maybe you're doing fire pits, pergolas, you're building different things on this site, maybe you're doing pools and spas. This site is all for you, all the contractors who make that outdoor living space beautiful.
Okay. And currently, if I'm understanding you correctly, Nothing for like the window siding gutters folks.
Not yet, but stay tuned. Although I will say, Roofer's Coffee Shop has a lot about we LP site. LP is on our site. We have different metal siding, so you can find quite a bit on Roofer's Coffee Shop about the whole exterior,
Okay.
windows, doors, siding. But you never know. We do look, Rich. I will tell you, we look for industries with strong associations. We really believe in associations. We work closely with the National Roofing Contractors Association, all the regionals. Um, we really believe in that. And so we kind of look for that. And so it's been really interesting. International Roofing Expo, which is going to be happening in January, has included all those exteriors, windows, doors, siding.
Okay.
So a lot coming
So
around.
they've widened their tent and yours is by
And so have we. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes
Really
sense.
exterior.
Okay. Tell us, I'm gonna stop sharing. I want you to tell me a little bit about you and your background. I don't think it's breaking news to say that relatively few women in roofing. But your background is diverse and extensive in roofing and remodeling in general. So tell us about it a little bit. I think you've got some background with Women in Roofing Association or something like that.
I do. Thank you. That something near and dear to my heart. And back in 2014, I was at Eagle View, and I think a lot of your listeners probably know Eagle View. And really felt that we needed roofing had never had anything really for professional growth education for women. And so a couple of friends of mine, we all got together and we decided we need to do something about that. So we started National Women in Roofing. And National Women in Roofing is now closing in on 3,000 members. And it is a national powerhouse. I'm still on the board, but I've kind of backed off a little bit because you want everybody else to move up and take leadership. And so, National Women Roofing for all of you out there, have your women get involved. They do National Women Roofing Days, which is a big conference, in-person conference, which will be in January. It's nationalwomeninroofing.org. It's great, and that's kind of been what we've what my one of my passions is really finding the need, right? And with Roofers Coffee Shop, we're constantly doing that, finding out what information contractors need, how we can deliver it in a way that makes sense and easy. National Women in Roofing, there was a real need for diversity and getting more women into roofing. So, and it's been very successful. The other one that I was really active with, which your listeners might be really interested in, is in 2016, I was one of the founders of Roofing Technology Think Tank. So RT3 is what its slang name. But RT3 is a group of roofing professionals that work on bringing technology from outside the industry in to help contractors with their adoption and use of technology. Because we feel that that's the way. And so just imagine where we from 2016 to today, 10 years, right? It's like amazing
So is that
what has
still
happened in that
active?
time. Hmm?
Is that still an active
It
organization?
is. It is.
Okay.
RT3thinktank.com.
Okay.
And if you want information, they have a solutions directory there. If you want information just on the technology for your business, that is a great place to go. So those are kind of some of the things, I've been really lucky to work for some great companies like Carlisle, Eagleview, Malarkey,
Mm.
and then own my own. So Rich, here's something we have in common. I actually owned my own agency for a number of years called HJE Marketing, doing marketing for the roofing industry.
Okay.
So we have a little
HJE,
bit in common.
I see it on your necklace there.
I know, there you go.
Okay, just thinking about the women in roofing, I was thinking back to a client I had not that long ago, Jennifer Tenrino from Trustmark Roofing in New Mexico.
Yeah.
It was amazing because female business owner of a roofing company. And I tell you what, it plays really, really well in marketing.
Oh yeah,
Go
it
out there and
does.
say, hey, I'm a woman, I'm in this industry, and it's so unexpected. And there's like sort of this built-in credibility that, well, geez, if you're even involved, you must be there because you're either good at it or really want to or something.
Right.
And,
Right.
I think there's some sort of, um, what would you call it? Assumption that the female business owner in roofing will probably be less likely to treat you poorly.
Yeah. There's a built-in trust. I mean, that's why women do so well in roofing sales too. There's just this built-in trust of women when it comes to the home. And so when you're looking for someone to take care of your home, and roofing is the most important, but siding, windows, eh, um, doors, the whole exterior of your house is what protects your family and all your treasures.
Yeah.
And so when you really look at that, I know many women business owners in roofing and exteriors, and they are very successful for a lot of reasons. One of them is that trust issue. Another one is they're amazing multitaskers. And there's also tends to be a caution in really getting their businesses set up correctly because they know there's challenges ahead of them. So
Well,
some really successful.
out of all the trades that are in your various coffee shops, roofers, from a general public standpoint, probably has the worst reputation. I'm sure through no fault of your members and readers, because those are the ones that are actively trying to do things right. But man, they're so easy to get involved, and there's been so many, horror stories that the edge of just being, hey, I'm a female business owner seems like a massive, and I don't think it is. I know it is because we've done the marketing and we see the results. It's like we've got Jennifer Bilo with Bay State Bass. It's obviously
Yeah.
bass, not
Yeah.
roofing, but she just freaking kills it
Yes.
and just puts it right
Yes.
out there. Hey, I'm Jennifer. I'm the owner of this company, and people are
Yeah.
like, we like that.
I know that's what we've seen too. 100%. And it
Okay.
just it works. And it's been interesting because over the last 20 years in roofing, and I would say more the last 10, there's just been this huge push to build roofing respect, to lift the whole industry and to really have it not be, looked down upon. And there have been a lot of changes, but it's also created a lot of opportunity and a lot of opportunity for women in the industry to start their own businesses, to really make a difference, and you see a lot of even older conservative businesses hiring women because they know that it's good for business.
Yeah. Well, clearly you're multi-talented. This is a really cool resource.
Thank
Is
you.
there anything even kind of like it?
No, not that I've seen. If anybody sees it, let me know. But really, there's nothing like us. And Rich, really, it kind of goes back to that agency mentality that you have. That, I was on the other side of the desk for so many years, having trade publications come and sell me, wanting me to buy four-color print ads wanting me to, well, maybe we'll give you an article, maybe we won't. That whole thing that when in 2015, when we kind of reimagined the coffee shops, I was like, I know what I want as a consumer, and this is what I want. And that's what we put together. That's what we developed is really a package that gets manufacturers, distributors, service providers, their message to the contractors in multiple ways because no one learns the same way. No one gathers information the same way. And so you have to do it really across the board. Nobody else is doing that we've seen so far.
That's awesome. Cool resource. If anybody wants to check it out, I mean, at this point, I think it's academic to say rooferscoffeeshop.com. Go to all the social media, look it up. I found
Follow
it without
us.
even trying to find it. So
Yeah,
that
check
tells
out our
me a lot about
YouTube.
how active you are.
Yeah, it's fun. And thank you. I mean, I love what you're doing. I love being on, it's fun to be on a podcast instead of just being the host on a podcast. Although I'm going to host you soon, so I'm excited for that. And we'll have you on one of our roofing road trips.
Yeah, well, we're an agency, and obviously we have a podcast. It's a daily podcast, and it's a lot of fun to bring resources to people. But look, even though it's a daily podcast, we're over 2,000 episodes now. It's still it's just one it's one lane in your multi-lane highway that you guys are rolling out there. So it's exciting for me to bring people like you on. I don't even that's not even an accurate thing to say. There is no people like you. You're the only people like you. It's fun to bring something like this cool thing that you've created on here to let people know about it because I think there's just a ton of upside for them. And I'm gonna make this comment, and I'm gonna try to say it in a way that doesn't sound bad because it could come out sounding the wrong way. Okay, so I speak at a lot of conferences and I
Yes.
see a lot of different kinds of people. Okay, so
Yeah.
for instance, if I speak at the top 500 qualified remodeler top 500, it's a different set of people than if I go to, for instance, I was in Phoenix last week speaking at GAF's Phoenix Summit.
Right. Right.
Okay, it's typically a much smaller business owner that are going to show up at these summits, and there's a huge quantity of them. And a lot of these people, they're roofers. And you're like, hey, what do you know about? And they're like, hey, ask me anything about roof and I'm good to go. And then you start asking them about marketing. They don't really
Right.
know. You ask them
Mm-mm.
about sales and they're like, yeah, whatever. What about the nuts and bolts of running your business and financial management? And it's not their forte. It's not their first thing that they're good at. And to have a resource like this where everything is in one place and the fact that it's free, which allows you
Mhm.
to come in and sort of just sort and through and find out what you want to find, I think it's amazing. I think I was going to say I wish there was more resources like this, but no, I don't. Just you
No.
just keep doing yours as good as you're doing it, and we don't need other resources. We'll just have one. How about that?
I like that. I like that a lot. I think that'll be perfect. We just keep the good information coming. We want to hear, it's just like what I started out with, we love to tell the stories of the contractors, but not just the contractors, of the entrepreneurs, of, folks like you, of manufacturers, distributors. I mean, there's just so many great stories that are so inspirational in the trades that there's just not,
Yeah, well, and look at
it's an endless opportunity.
I asked you a question earlier. I said, do you do an annual event? And you said, no, we don't. And here's the reason, because there's other folks doing it. But see, I'm starting to connect some dots here because and I want to connect the dot for the viewer or the listener. You've got all of these organizations that are holding their conferences all the time. And so for their conferences, they're going to either host it and produce and provide a lot of content, or they're going to bring in experts. More likely, they're going to bring in experts to provide content, which is awesome. What about the other 365, 64 days of the year that you're not at their conference? What kind of information are they making available to you? And the answer is, in some cases, probably some, but in most cases,
Yeah.
probably not that
Some.
much. So, yeah, go to
No.
these other
And
events, network, get to know people, meet some of these vendors in person, et cetera, et cetera. Learn and enjoy the speakers, take away whatever you can. But day to day, you're not at a
yeah,
conference day to day.
get your cup
You
of
need,
coffee and sit down and read. Yeah, or listen or watch.
yeah, very, very cool. I love it. This is great. I wish I would have thought of it. Actually, I don't.
Yeah.
I got plenty of other things that I thought of
Yeah,
that I'm
you got a
working
lot going on. So,
Yeah, okay. Well, hey, Heidi, thanks so much. Also, is it fair to say your partner or your cohort is Karen?
Karen Edwards, she is the COO, Chief Operating Officer for the coffee shops, and she is also the executive director for the Roofing Technology think tank. So we all kind of wear a lot of hats. So, but she's also very involved with that too. So she is, and Karen and I, and also Megan. So Karen is one of my best friends. We've worked together in the industry for many years. Megan Ellsworth, who you'll also see on the Weekly Blend, which is where you found us, Rich. Our Weekly Blend is a video that comes out every week talking about what's happening in the industries. Megan Ellsworth is also one of the hosts on there. She's actually my daughter. And
Or just coincidentally named Ellsworth?
yeah, exactly. There you go. So yeah, we have a lot of that stuff that goes on all the time, and some very, very talented, I've just been lucky to be where I'm at and to be able to have people who can really make the vision happen. Because I just have all these crazy ideas, but they're the ones who make it all happen. And so, really great team.
Okay, no matter what trade you're in, go check these folks out. Start at rooferscoffeeshop.com if you're in outdoor. We've got outdoor coffee shop. We've got coatings coffee shop, and we've got let's see, metal coffee shops.
Yep.
We got all kinds of
You
coffee
got it.
shops.
Yeah.
All right.
Check us out.
Thanks for your time today, Heidi. I look forward to just learning more about this. And hey, who knows? I might place an ad on your site.
I like it, Rich. Let's do it. I
All
like
right. I'll
it.
talk to you soon. Thanks so much.
Thank you all. Thanks for having me. I'm really honored. Thank
Bye
you.
bye.